2.2%, which is not significant. It can grow much faster. We are the manufacturing hub for East Africa. We have to obviously do much better. Oil and gas, as you know, oil and gas prices are going down, which is great for us consumers. It's bad for those guys who dug a few holes in Turkana and know it. So 1 megawatt in developing countries lights up 2,000 households. So how many households do we actually light up? And if you look at the demand supply, it seems to be balanced, but it's not. Obviously, there's going to be much more growth. At an average, how much you can keep at home in Kenya, and you say demand and supply is the same, is 30 watts. So obviously, I mean, with all our iPads and laptops, etc., 30 watts is not enough. There will be, as the middle class grows, there'll be far more electricity demand. So there's a hell of a lot more. I know it's 3 times more already in the plan, 5,000 megawatts, etc., to come on stream. But obviously, there's much more to come on stream as far as power and electricity is concerned.
The measures, of course, is self-provisioning. As you know, the government has waived VAT and excise duties on solar and wind solutions. So companies that have a high requirement of energy could also do some aspect of self-provisioning by looking at these new and renewable solutions. The other thing that they could do is obviously to pool power and position businesses closer to the sources of energy. We've seen now the government has a serious drive to attract industry to Naivasha, which is a source of geothermal power. And you see, by doing so, you reduce the transmission costs, because the transmission cost is anything up to $0.04 per unit. And you see, that's quite a significant component. You see, if power is being transmitted from geothermal sources in Naivasha to Nairobi, and then further back to Western Kenya and Kisumu, and places like that, it becomes inefficient. So another measure would be to position highly consuming businesses closer to the sources of the energy.
There's 2 measures that I can think of that businesses can actually take in regard to the renewable energy industry. And the first one is solar water heating, which is solar thermal technology, so they can reduce the cost of heating water for commercial purposes. And the other one is also power generation, which is solar PV technology, and they can actually reduce electricity consumption.
Unfortunately, a lot of companies don't know about the, the government cut on tax on renewable systems. I don't think it's been marketed or communicated enough for people to know that that's available now, especially this year, because what we saw was previously there was no tax on this equipment. Then they came in for a year, and it caused such a mess for that year, because businesses that were procuring earlier or thought they could procure in a later year had to pay tax. Now it's gone, so companies that procured last year are a bit confused because they had to pay tax last year. So it's a bit messy in the market, but more people know about it now. I would say they should go ahead with it.
Well, for the banking sector, it's a new source of business, but I don't think it's going to improve the margins. No, there's a lot of competition out there, and our job as bankers is to ensure that we can, I think, tap into some of the renewable energy financing available through FDIs, and with that we can pass on the benefit to our customers. So the role of the banks will be one of providing finance for that investment, because it's a sizable investment up front and you get the benefit over 20 years.